Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV, where we review movies, television series, and incidents in pop culture just to see how those incidents affect our daily lives. Listen, this is another episode of Katori Speaks. So I went back to Twitter after the last episode of P-Valley aired, and per usual, Katori Hall, who is one of the writers of P-Valley, has tweeted some insights, and I thought I'd go over these insights with you. I have them queued up in my on my computer, and I thought we would just kind of go over these insights and just kind of talk about them real quickly. We're not going to spend too much time on it, so let's just start with let's see. And I'll have these, I will definitely have these tweets in somewhere around in these boxes, somewhere in there. But let's get into the first one. It's about Keyshawn. And the first one says, the first tweet, no words for goodbye. Sometimes the pitter-patter of ready feet are sounds enough. So basically, you see in the last episode, you see Keyshawn kind of doing her last little hurrah, or last little rounds at the Pink, because she knows that this is the last time that she's going to be there. And so she's feeling kind of sentimental about it. You can tell she's sentimental about it. You can tell that that this was a place where, in essence, she really truly felt safe. She also feels like this is a place that she's leaving, that she had acquired a sisterhood and all of these types of things at the place. And, she's just feeling some kind of way about it. It says, Katori Hall did a second tweet, and it says, despite, Keyshawn couldn't leave without writing Mercedes a note. I'll be your sister for life. And so basically that's acknowledging Mercedes' place, because when Keyshawn and Gidget, I think that's what her name is, when they came to the Pink, Mercedes was the one that was there. Mercedes was the one that was the big sister figure, or partly the mother figure, showing them how to, teaching them how to work the pole, teaching them about all those types of things. And so even though you saw in the last episode that Keyshawn and Mercedes had some kind of, I don't want to say beef, but they had some kind of back and forth, still Mercedes was cognizant enough to acknowledge that the reason why Keyshawn was there or back at the Pink is because she needed the Pink. So I think that's a good analogy. And even though sometimes they don't get along, they're still sisters. They're still sisters on the pole. They are still, kindred spirits in that manner. So let's look at let's move on with these tweets, child. Let's go back. It says, so then when we see Uncle Clifford come in, and he was like, oh, you just weren't going to say nothing to me? You just weren't going, you were just going to leave and you weren't going to say nothing to me? And so basically he was like, with all that happened with Diamond and everything on the last season, Keyshawn was like, well, I didn't think you wanted to see me. And he was like, no, that's not the way it is. Am I angry with you? Yes. But that still doesn't stop the fact that we are sisters, that we have a kinship, and I want for us to have a kinship. So basically what the tweet says is, both cloaked in pink, the color of female energy and power, because you remember they both were wearing pink. This mother-daughter pair healed old wounds and say goodbye. So despite all that happened last season with Keyshawn taking Derek's side, with the gun and putting the gun on Diamond, causing all the issues and all this other stuff, they recognize why she did what she did. Not necessarily that they liked it, but they did recognize that she was in an unbearable situation, and that they needed to be there for her. And then the last tweet says, Uncle Clifford sits at Mercedes' vanity with Keyshawn's last words scrawled over her face. And her last words will be, it says, I'll be your sister for life. And Uncle Clifford's like, well, let me not speak. Let me just read the whole tweet. Uncle Clifford sits at Mercedes' vanity with Keyshawn's last words scrawled all over her face. She too is their sister. These women, the closest family she's ever had. So she realizes that she's got one sister about to leave. She got another sister that's going to leave, but she's transitioning. And Clifford is still at the pink. So I thought that I'd share that with you because that's just another thing of a big situation of sisterhoods. Regardless of where you come across, if you think because Uncle Clifford's sexual orientation or not, these three ladies believe in their sisterhood and they believe in their love for each other. All right, let's move it on. So then we get to this, and this was quite interesting to me. And it's about Mercedes and Lil Murder. And what's interesting, she don't call him Lil or Big Murder. Excuse me. She just calls him Murder. All right, here we go. Here's the tweet. Mercedes and Murder meeting in the Paradise Room is deep and complicated. Mercedes having caught a body in that room and Lil Murder having caught feelings in that same room. Death and life, murder and love. I'm going to let that tweet just stay right there because I think it's very self-explanatory that this one room where it has been death, destruction, and chaos for Mercedes also is love, life, and stability for Murder. It says in here, this is her second tweet on that. It says, in the pilot, Murder wanted Mercedes' validation badly, asking her to dance to his trap reggae soul song, Sit on My Lap. To him, she will always be a legend. This is what she needs to hear, that she has created a legacy through her art and that what she does is exactly that, art. Because you remember how, with all that went down in that room, they call it the Paradise Room. I'm going to go back and forth between the Boom Boom Room. So all that has happened in that room, one of the things that we cannot take away from Mercedes is the fact that what she does is an art form. And I think that's the validation that she needed, because she had been thinking about, I've been a stripper too long and I have outlast my lively thing as a stripper. But she doesn't recognize, she's so caught up in what she has lost. She doesn't realize who she is in the game. And what I mean by that is she's so focused on, I'm not this, I'm 30 years old and I'm a stripper and I'm not this and I'm not that. She hasn't thought about the fact that, number one, in this game, in this area where she's at, Mercedes' name means something. They mean that you're going to get a good show. She is a great stripper. Regardless of how we think about strippers and whether or not we think on the social caste system, we're going to stick to where we are, in that as a stripper, she is elegance. She has taught others how. Her name means something. Even though Mercedes went to the strippers ball and all this other stuff, and Mercedes' name is popular, everyone knows that the person that trained Mercedes to be who she is, Mississippi, to be who she is, was Mercedes. And she needed to hear that. And it was nice that Lil Murder is aware enough, even with all the BS that he's got going on, he is aware enough to be able to give her flowers while she needed those flowers. Here's a third tweet. True artistic feedback is what Murder is seeking from someone who's been in the arena suffering the slangs and the arrows of critics. I can take a hit because that's what legends do, he says. Because remember, he was trying to get her to listen to his music. And she was like, well, what if I don't like it? He's like, it doesn't matter. I respect who you are in this game. And if you say it's crap, then it's crap. And I'm going to respect the fact that it's crap, and I'm going to go back in the lab, and I'm going to make it be a little bit better. And so, for Mercedes, I really would quite believe that was touching to her heart, that someone would believe in her opinion about a song or something, their art form, that she's going to be able to sit back and critique their art form just like she has had them to critique hers. And one of the things that you can look, and if you look on this tweet and remember back into the show, in the Paradise Room, aka the Boom Boom Room, Mercedes is sitting on her throne. And the visual behind that is that she's ascending to, now this is the tweet, by this moment, Mercedes has sat on the throne, ascending to her rightful place in the castle we call the Pink. The queen is back. Having sat where Montavious once sat, she has conquered her fears, and now it's time to conquer the pole. So basically what it is, she has gone back into that room, and with Lil Murder being in that room, she is in essence and no longer in fear of what happened in that room, why she did what she did, because it was self-defense, whether we want to believe that or not. And so she's pretty much on her rightful, and she's the queen of the Pink. Everybody comes to see Mercedes. So maybe we will see Mercedes' last dance in this next episode. We don't know. But it is a nice analogy to see that all of this is kind of coming full circle for Mercedes. And that Mercedes' time as a stripper is coming to an end, but it's not coming to an end because she was forced out. Now it's coming to an end because she has that she has grappled with all of that fear and what she's going to do next. And I think that's the end of the tweets. That's the end of the tweets, y'all. So tell me what y'all thought about these tweets. Again, Katori speaks. She puts out a lot of information and background and insight about what's going on with our characters. Tell me what you thought about that. I tried to keep this very short and sweet because I'd love, again, you all engaged me for my last video on this. So let's keep this engagement down in the comments. You remember what I said about all this. Even though there is some deeper meanings within this whole scene that we saw, I still believe that there's going to be some fallout from it, because like I said before, and even in all my reviews and predictions, I still believe that Lil Murder has said something about the death of Pico. I'm sorry, I just believe that's what he's done. I believe he said something about the death of Pico, and Mercedes is going to be torn on whether or not that she's going to tell Maine, her neighbor, about what she heard. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Thank you all so much for rocking with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and give me and comment down below. Let me know what you think about what's going on with these particular tweets. You can follow Katori Hall on Twitter. She's at Katori Hall on Twitter. So follow her. She's got some insights about what's going on with the show. All right, people. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, bye-bye.